So we're looking at the Projecting X 2.0 Excel spreadsheet. This was originally developed by Mike Podhorzer of FanGraphs, and Tanner Bell of SmartFantasyBaseball.com has contributed to this as well. And so this is my customized version of the spreadsheet that we are looking at. And so with this video, we're going to do a couple different things. I'm going to show how to edit a player's team or position. Say they got traded, or they're eligible at a different fantasy position for the upcoming season. And then we're going to show you how to add a completely new player to the player pool. So in this example of editing a player's team and league and or position, we're going to take a look at Chris Davis, who is currently unsigned and is a free agent. So just click on the filter on the player tab here, and I'm going to type in Chris Davis to find him in the projections area. And so here he is, Chris Davis. So you can see that his league is NA and his team is NA. I edited that already. Since he is a free agent, he's not on a team, so I edited it that way from the original file. And so obviously he's going to be signing with a team at some point, and so we're going to want to edit that. And so we're going to go over to the player ID map, which is this final tab to the right, this red one, and just going to Control F and search for Chris Davis. There he is. Enter. And we found him here. And so here's where you can edit his team and league and position. And so for the sake of this, let's just say that he re-signs with Baltimore. And so type in Baltimore. Baltimore is in the American League, AL. And let's just say that for whatever reason he doesn't have eligibility at outfield anymore in standard fantasy leagues. Okay, so just hit enter there. Okay, so we'll go back over to the player projections page, and you can see that it has been changed now. So he's in the American League with Baltimore and is first baseman only. And so now let's take a look at how we can add a completely new player to the spreadsheet here. So we're going to go over to the player ID map, just tab at the end here. And so just for the sake of this video, let's say that Ken Griffey Jr. is making a triumphant comeback despite already being elected into the Hall of Fame. And so we're going to want to go down to K in alphabetically to where he would be inserted in here. So this is all alphabetical. And so here we go. Here's the Kens. And so he would slide up right above Kendall Graveman and below Ken Giles. Actually, I'm sorry, right below Kendall Graveman and before Kendrys Morales. And so I'm going to right click on the player ID here for Morales and go to Insert Table Rows Above. Okay, so we get a whole new row here. And so I'm just going to go ahead and type in Ken Griffey Jr. under the player name column. And I'm going to go over to the first name Ken, last name Griffey Jr. Okay, and so now we need to add a player ID for this column. And so this player ID is gathered from baseballreference.com. So we'll head on over there. So we're at Baseball Reference. You would then type in Ken Griffey Jr. in the search bar. And so his player ID for this website is this number right here, or letters slash numbers. So after the slash and before the .shtml. So I'm just going to go ahead and Control-C to copy that. Head back on over to the spreadsheet and Control-V to paste it into the ID player column. So there we go. And while we're at it, we can add his birth date here. So we'll go back over to Baseball Reference and see that his birthday is 11/21/1969. 11/21/1969. And we'll have him on Seattle, which is in the American League, and he is an outfielder. Okay, and so one more thing that we want to do is get his FanGraphs name and ID. You can also fill out the rest of this, but really we're only looking for Baseball Reference and FanGraphs IDs. So we will now head on over to FanGraphs. And now we'll search for Ken Griffey Jr. here. And so similarly, we will find his ID number up in the the URL link up here. And so for FanGraphs, it's all numbers for their IDs, unless you're a minor leaguer, and then it might have some letters in it in the ID, but for the most part, it's all numbers. And so his FanGraphs ID is right here, 327. So in between the equal sign and the and sign. And so go ahead and Control-C to copy that. Head back on over to the spreadsheet, and we're going to paste it into this cell. So go ahead and press Control-V. And there it is, 327. So you can see that in this cell, the numbers all the way to the right, whereas all the numbers on these cells are to the left. And that is because, just for formatting purposes, we need to put an apostrophe in front of the FanGraphs ID number. So we're going to go to the formula bar up here and just put an apostrophe in front of the numbers here, and then click enter, and we'll see that it is now formatted like the rest of the numbers in the column. So now Griffey's in the player ID map, but he is not yet in the header projections page of this spreadsheet. So we'll go back over to the header projections, and just going to clear this filter so that all the players are shown. It's going to take a second to load. And so if I do a new filter and try to search for Griffey, you'll see no matches. He's not in here yet. And so what we can do to add him here is insert a row. So we can do it wherever we want to. And so I'll put him above Stanton here. So I'll right click on Stanton and insert row above. Remember though, as you can see in this note right here, it says when typing in a new ID, start it with an apostrophe. So Griffey's ID was 327, so we're going to just go into the cell here, and formula bar up the top, type in apostrophe 327, and so when I hit enter, these cells right here are going to populate with Griffey's information. So here we go, hit enter. And so there we go, we got Ken Griffey Jr. in the American League on Seattle playing outfield. And so we'll also find that we can then type up Griffey's name in the search bar here, and we should get some stats for Griffey here. We won't get any of his numbers from these past 5 seasons because he didn't play, but at least the career stats should show up. So let's type in Ken Griffey Jr. It's taking a second here. So there we go. Griffey's career stats right here. And that's how we can edit a player's team, league, and position, and how we can add a player to the player ID map and player pool in the projections page.